So you've been sold the dream, but nobody gave you the tool. Today, we are going to fix that. If that sounds familiar, my friend, know that you are not alone in this, okay? My name is Mindy Baxon. Welcome to another episode of Mondays with Mindo. I am launching a brand new series. It's called Back to the Basics. It starts today. This is episode 1 of Back to the Basics series, and we're starting with the thing that nobody wants to admit they don't know. Yeah. So if you're building a business online, stay close. I'm excited to have this conversation with you. If you are new here, welcome to Mondays with Mindo. Excited to have you as a part of my community. If you love Jesus and you love building business, you are in the right place. Even if you don't love Jesus yet, maybe you will by the time I'm done. I love Jesus. I love talking scripture and I love building business with believers as well. And so excited to help you really stop spinning and start moving in your business. Now, this series happened because I received a DM a couple weeks ago from a lady who has felt really stuck. She spent upwards of 6 figures on courses and trainings and masterminds and all the things. And she said, Mindy, I feel so dumb. I don't know how to even save the notes on my phone. I get it. And she's not alone because after I got that DM from her, I created a post on Facebook and I asked my audience, and I wanted to hear their responses, and I'm going to read some of that to you. But that's what prompted Mondays with Mindo, this series, Back to the Basics. And I'm going to answer some of those questions that some of you were really afraid to ask, and some of you were very bold, and I appreciate your boldness. Anyways, having taken 2,700 coaching calls, and I've been in this online space full time since 2018, I've been there. I've seen that. I've coached some of the women through that. And that's what I want to do with you guys today. You are smart, capable, hardworking women. And I know many of you feel like everybody else got the manual, but they didn't give it to you. You know what I mean? So here are a couple of the comments that I want to read from the post that I posted. Here's what one of the ladies said. She said, "This is me. I need help with all of the above. I guess that's when the quit mode kicks in. They always sell you the dream, but not the tool." Another woman said, "This could be me 100%. I don't know how many programs I've bought. So close yet so far. I kept thinking, what if this is the piece that I need to put it all together and I just end up another $3,000 in debt?" Another woman said, "I have a long list." And I want to tell you that if this is you and you feel what I'm talking about right now, you are not behind, you are not alone, you are not less than. Okay, you were sold a very sexy promise over and over again. There are a lot of really good marketers out there. There are a lot of really good marketers. Okay. And they sell you over and over again, but they skip the foundational stuff. So this is what back to basics is going to be. The stuff that nobody wants to admit they don't know. The stuff that's been quietly holding a lot of you back for years. Here's the problem that a lot of you have. You get a brilliant idea. Maybe you're at a training or you're at a conference, okay? Or maybe you're in the shower. And by the time that you get back to your desk, you've already forgotten it. Or you watch a reel, okay? And you think, "Ooh, I should do that." But you scroll past it and then you lose it. Or a woman messages you interested in your product or your service and you don't write her name down, and then 3 weeks later, you can't remember who asked. Does this sound familiar to anyone? Or your notes are scattered across 9 different places with the Notes app and your Google Docs, and you've got voice memos and screenshots, and you're in Messenger, all of the things. Or lastly, but most common really, you sit down to create content and your brain is just empty. Okay. Even though you had a million ideas this week, right? Is this familiar to you? I get it. I've been there. I've done that, my friends. Here's what I know. Your brain is not a storage system. How many of you walk down to the laundry room from upstairs and you don't even remember why you walked down the stairs into the laundry room? Yeah, that's me. Our brains are not storage systems. They are creation systems. So stop trying to remember everything and start capturing everything. Start capturing everything as much as you can. That's what we're going to talk about today. A captured idea is worth more than a remembered one because a remembered one disappears within 24 hours and a captured one lives forever. Same goes for a lead, capturing leads. A name you write down is worth more than a name that you try to remember and you forgot about. I hope this is resonating with someone today. So here's what we're going to do. Actually, we're going to take a little field trip today. Let me get into the 3 steps first, and then we're going to actually apply this so I can walk through it with you guys and you know how to do it. Does that sound good? So here's the how. There are 3 steps. Step number 1, you've got 2 options, really. You've got the notes on your phone. Apple Notes or Samsung has notes as well. They're already on your phone, or they should be. Or option 2 is Google Keep. It's a free Google app and it works on every device. It's awesome. I want you today to just pick one, not both, just one, because decision fatigue is also what's keeping you stuck. Pick one. Notes on your phone or Google Keep. The wrong system you actually use beats the perfect system you don't, if there could be a wrong system. I personally use both. I use my notes for, well, my church notes primarily. I use that. I use notes for quick little notes like quotes and stuff that I want, or lessons that I've learned. I want to capture those. That I actually use for content. I use Google Keep to really have structure. And I might show you guys that if we have time today. But step number 2 is this. We're going to build 4 simple buckets inside notes, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Bucket number 1 is going to be posts and content ideas. Bucket number 2, stories and wins. Bucket number 3, learning and inspiration. And bucket number 4 is going to be leads and people to reach back out to. So 4 notes, not 40. Step number 3 is to capture in the moment. Always capture in the moment. If you've got a thought in your shower, get out, dry your hands, and type it out real quick. Okay, if you have somebody that messages you about your product, just pause real quick and add her name to the leads bucket with maybe one little line of context. What product was she interested in? Did you scroll past something really inspiring? Screenshot it and then type out one line why it hit. Here's the rule on this. If it sparked you or it spoke to you, then capture it within 60 seconds or you'll lose it. Okay, so we're going to try to keep it that simple, my friends. Let's go on a field trip. We're going to jump into the Notes app on my phone. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so this is the Notes app. It's already on your iPhone. It's the yellow notepad icon. If you never have opened it, today is the day. Let me show you what it looks like. Now, mine might look a lot different than yours. I keep a lot of notes in here. Okay, so when you open the notes, you'll see your folders. And we're going to make a brand new, now there's my pinned folders, but here's all my other folders. Anyways, here's what we're going to do. Go down here to the little pad and paper, pencil and paper. Okay, bottom right. We're going to click on that and we're going to create our first note. We're going to do content first, content. Then we're going to go back out and we're going to create note number 2. Go back down here, click on the little pen and paper. And we're going to do stories and wins. Okay, let's back out again. We're going to do it 2 more times. We're going to do note number 3 is going to be learning and inspiration. Okay, and then last, because I know some of you come to me with this and you're frustrated. You don't know where to put your leads and say people, whatever you want to say, people to reach back out to. Okay, simple enough, right? And this one is huge. Let me just perk on this real quick. People to reach back out to. Most of you have been asking about this from me for months. Like a woman messages you about your product or whatever. This is where we're going to write her name in the notes, like with one line of context. I'll go through this all with you, but I think this one's important too for those of you that don't have any way to track your leads. Now, here's my buckets, right? Leads and people to reach back out to, learning and inspiration, stories and win, and content. Okay. You could pin these if you want to the top, which I would recommend. So here's what I did. Let me back out of here. Here's what I did. I'm going to hold my finger on this and I'm going to hit pin note. Okay. I'm going to do it again for this one. Hold my finger on it and pin the note. Hold my finger, pin the note, hold my finger, pin the note. Okay. Now all of those are going to be right here at the very, very top. Okay. So let me just kind of run through this a little bit again. So content, for example. Content is where we are going to create ideas, any posts or content ideas that you could create as a text post. You could create as a reel. If there are hooks or topics, all of that can go right here, my friends. Again, just a quick idea. So I clicked on that. I'm going to pop my finger in there and I'm going to hit this button down here to take me down to the body of the message, right? This is like the headline. This is the body of the message. You could literally put in maybe a date if you wanted to, like, what is today? 5/22/26. Date a piece of content that points people to Mondays with Mindo regarding new back to basics series, right? Or for those of you, again, that sell product or you've got, you're building teams and that kind of stuff, you could put a note in here, again, maybe with a date. If you've got something happening next week, right? It's over Memorial Weekend. You could put a note in here, create content inviting people to the event. Like this is just kind of top of mind stuff for content creation or hooks, again, topics. That all can go here. Just super simple, right? Now we're going to back out of here. And we're going to go down into stories and wins, okay? So stories and wins. First of all, facts tell, stories sell. We know this, right? So let's say that you got a, let's just say Terry H. He's down 12 pounds, 13 pounds, and 12 inches since starting X product, 6 weeks ago. Her energy is over the top, right? Something like this. Collecting a story, collecting a win, or again, if you're building teams and your team had a huge month last month, having just a bank of collections of stories and wins, this can create content forever and ever. You could do a reel about it. You could create a story about it. You could write a text post about it. Capturing stories and wins, this is gold here. Okay. These can be real life moments too, right? This could also be something God showed you on your morning walk. All of that you can put here. Let me back up again. We're going to go through then learning and inspiration. Learning and inspiration. I always coach you guys and say, listen, if you're kind of buggered up on what kind of content, what do I create? What do I create? If you are learning, you have content. What did you read about in your Bible this morning? What did you listen to on a podcast this morning? What has God been speaking to you in your prayers? What learning and inspiration, quotes and scriptures and things that you read from books or uplines or coaches or anything that really hits you, keep that here. I'm going to show you guys mine real quick. Let me just scroll down. Quotes and notes. This is what mine looks like. Look at this. I've been keeping, I don't even know when I started this. I've got a lot of content in here. So if I'm ever like, I don't know what to post about today, like, look at this one. Your job isn't to feed the 5,000. You just need to bring the loaves and fish. Woo! Think I could create a piece of content on that? I sure do. Okay. So just a quick idea. And then of course, like I said, we went back, hold on just a second here, leads and people to reach back out to. I want to keep this simple. Leah Smith, here's what I would do. Let's say that she messaged me. It was on Facebook. She was interested in collagen. And maybe I want to put a date down here. I'm such a person that wants to put a date in the front, right? You could do, let's pretend that it was last month, 4/23/20. There was, and again, in my perfect little world, I can't stand it when it's not the same. There we go. Let's just say somebody was interested in the business, right? Let's say it was John Johnson. We were talking on Facebook. He was interested in the business. It could literally be this simple. Now, I know some of you have probably done this before, myself included. I used to have emojis that would be like, okay, if somebody is interested in the business, they got a green heart, right? Green heart was business. If it was product and Leah Smith was talking about product, I had, what did I do for product? I had a product one. I don't remember what it was. Pretend it was this thing. Okay. Anyways, so as I would scroll through, I'd be like, oh yeah, product, business, business, business. Here's why this is important. Because if you have, let's say, a business opportunity that you are inviting people to, I could literally scroll through all of my green hearts and it would be all the people that were interested in the business. And I could just reach out to them one after the next. Okay. So again, this is a method. This is a simple way that you can keep track of things, or at least have one place and one location for all of this information. One other thing I guess I could show you too. Let's just go back to the leads. So let's just say you could also create this. I'm going to move my cursor right here. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to put one of these little dots here. Let's just say I want to create it like this, right? So when I hit enter again, let's say I'm talking to another person, 5/22/26, and this is This would be about the business again, and it's Lisa Jacobson. Okay, let's just pretend. And I found her. She and I are talking on Instagram. She's interested in the business. She's like a nurse practitioner who has interest in the collagen. That really piqued her mind. I'm going to take maybe some extra notes here, right? As I follow up with them, I might want to take a few notes here. You could just literally go 522 DM'd and invited to opportunity, so on and so forth. Maybe she becomes part of your team. Maybe you just want to do this. Check. She's done. Or maybe she said yes, no, or maybe so. She's come to a decision. So we want to check her off the list. John Johnson, we followed up with him enough times or whatever. And eventually, if you want to just delete them, obviously you can just delete that like that. Okay. I think that's really all I want to share with you guys in regards to this. So let me come back to you here real quick. I told you that both Notes and Google Keep are two things that I use. Notes is where, again, I just showed you guys, I kind of quick capture. I love capturing my church notes in there, quotes, some lessons that I've learned. Actually, my packing list when I travel, that all goes in my notes as well. But there is a Google Keep, which actually keeps my brain organized. I'm going to actually show you guys. We're not going to do like an in-depth training of Google Keep. I just want to show you guys an option here as well. So again, if you don't know this feature on your phone, you can search, right? And I'm just going to search Keep. Here's my Google Keep. Let me preface it with, I am not going to do a full tutorial on this. Okay, this is kind of where my brain organizes. Lists happen, projects, anything that really needs structure. Okay, and a really cool feature on Keep is that voice notes transcribe. So I can talk into my phone in the car while I'm walking the dog with kids or whatever, and Keep will keep the audio. If you want me to do a full Keep tutorial, just comment the word Keep and maybe I'll do a bonus episode, okay? So let me show you. Google Keep, here we go. Don't stress out. This is just what mine looks like, just so you can get a visual. Okay? Watch this here. These are all of my Keep notes. If I go up here, I've labeled them. Systems, Christian women building business together, stuff that I want to think about later. I have content ideas in there, delegate things that I need to delegate. This week, Mondays with Mindo, projects and all kinds of things. So this is, kind of where a lot of my brain lives. But again, I'm not going to get into too much of that with you. I just want you to know that there's another option if you want to be a little bit more organized. Keep is a great place to do that. So with that, my friend, let me reiterate again that your brain is not the storage system. Your brain is the creation system. Capture everything, your ideas and your people, the testimonials, right? The stories, those things are so important to capture. And before you go to bed tonight, here's what I want you to do. Open your notes app, create the folders, build those 4 buckets and pin them. Okay. And then write one name in your leads bucket, just one, just to prove to yourself that you can do it. Like 2 minutes total. That's all it's going to take. Do that one thing this week and watch what happens. So if today's episode of Mondays with Mindo really hit, I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful that this helped you. Let me know in the comments below. Also, I want to offer you, I do group coaching as well. Christian Women Building Business Together is my group coaching offer. If that is something that you are looking for, definitely check the link in the description of this video. You can click any of the links in my bio, depending on where you're watching this. Christian Women Building Business Together. We meet every Thursday at noon Central Standard Time and the first Monday of each month. And we cover all the basics. I help answer all your questions in real time. You get me every single week, so you don't have to keep guessing, okay? You don't have to keep buying the next course and hoping it clicks. So the link is in the description. You are welcome. The door is open for you to come build with us. And listen, as I always say, my friends, remember, Ephesians 2:10, He prepared the work in advance. Your job, my friend, is just to walk in it. Be obedient to it. I will see you next week, Monday, same time, same place. Take care. God bless.